children in summer school or getting a head start on back to school, the mere thought of the classroom can be daunting. Hypersensitivity, also known as being a highly sensitive person or sensory processing sensitivity, is not a disorder, but rather a trait. It can make learning in a group setting incredibly challenging, and to date, the research on hypersensitivity is scarce.
That's where our next guests come in. New Jersey mom Xiomara Gallego-Bernard has firsthand experience in this area. When her son was 2, he was facing challenges that could not be diagnosed despite numerous appointments with doctors and specialists. Researching on her own, she learned so much about her child and herself that she wrote a book about it.
Wow. The book is called Tomás Returns to School, and here to tell us more is Xiomara and her now 7-year-old son, Nicolas. Welcome to you both to
Thank
New York
you so
Living.
much for having us. We're excited, right?
Our esteemed guests.
Our esteemed guest, you look fantastic.
Thank you so much.
So, Sio, I wonder what you could tell us about what you came to understand about Nico, or what you couldn't understand about Nico that prompted you to write the book.
Right, so when he was 2, we started noticing that he was having a lot of meltdowns, a lot of outbursts, and we were concerned, obviously, like any parents. And, you know, we spoke to our pediatrician, friends, family, and no one could really pinpoint what was going on because he didn't have any delays. He was meeting all of the milestones. Everything a 2-year-old was supposed to be doing, he was doing. So I started researching on my own, and I came to understand that there was something called highly sensitive, a personality trait, not a disorder, not a diagnosis or a disease, but in fact a personality trait which we have an increased emotional sensitivity, and we have a stronger reactivity to internal and external stimuli. So we can be easily overwhelmed, overstimulated by things such as loud noises, large crowds. We feel pain in a different way. We feel hunger in a different way.
Wow.
And if you don't understand it, it's really challenging to help the child.
Right.
And through this process, I found out that I'm highly sensitive.
Oh my
and
goodness.
looking back at my childhood, moments where I could have had the support that I needed.
Right.
But now that I'm giving Nico now.
Yeah.
And we wrote this book based on
experience.
the experience and navigating all of those challenges.
I love that when you were researching, you also discovered that you yourself.
I found a great book that explained the trait. And
that enabled you to write this book. So what is this book about?
It's about a little boy named Tomás who is now understanding after summer break that he is going to be going back to school. And now he has all of these emotions building up. He's nervous, he's anxious, he's excited. And him and his mama work through all of these feelings using some strategies like deep breathing, coloring, painting, and really she creates a really safe space for him to express all of his emotions and what he's feeling. And he walks in on the first day, confident, happy, excited, still a little nervous, obviously, but now he's learned all of those tools and is able to manage those emotions and also share the tools and strategies with the little boy in his class.
Now, did you have any help writing this book?
I did. He did help me with selecting some of the images, the illustrations. I did work with an amazing illustrator who really captured the essence of the book. But he did have a lot of input in the book.
Yeah, he was like an EP on the book.
There are actually some drawings that he actually did. The illustrator was able to scan them.
Oh my goodness.
And they're actually in the book when you look through it.
He was a consultant. I hope you pay him a good consultant fee.
I did.
Allowance needs to be raised.
This book is in 2 languages, in Spanish and English. Why make it bilingual?
Well, we are a bilingual family. I wanted to make it available to our community, obviously. And I think in our community, this is something that is not well known, or having grown up in a Latino household where emotions were not expressed, we were not able to talk about what we were feeling. So I wanted to make sure that we captured that and we made it available to our community.
To the masses and to your community. Real quick, you have, it's almost like a guidebook, a how-to.
It is,
and I wonder if you could walk us through what you would like folks to take away from reading this book. In terms of like sensitivity. When you and I spoke, I had no idea that it's not something that could be diagnosed.
So one thing, it's not a diagnosis. And we have to be very mindful and pay attention to our children's emotional health, especially at a young age. And if you are a parent who is raising a highly sensitive child, learn everything that you can about the trait so that you're able to not only help them manage their emotions, but also your own. Because we have to regulate our own emotions.
They take cues from us.
Right.
And then the second one, I know you say communicate with the school.
Communicate with the school. That's been priority for us so that they are aware of the trait.
Yeah, that's
Even though it's not, like I said, a diagnosis or a disorder, they have to be aware that some things can trigger the emotional response, and they're ready to handle it the way that we do at home, they do there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
for writing the book.
much.
Thank you for being here.